The design of Model S is really about proportion, and I believe personally that proportion sets the tone for the car, and it's probably one of the most important design elements. So having an electric powertrain underneath the car really set an awesome architecture. If you can imagine a skateboard, it's all on this flat floor. It's the flat floor batteries between the wheels, the rear motor between the axles, and the electronics module. Everything above it is opportunity. So with Model S, it's this just awesome clean sheet of functionality and available space to maximize the footprint.
I wanted to make a car that appealed to a broad demographic, appealed to men and women, had a lot of functionality, so it wasn't just a good-looking car, but it was also a car where you could get
5 full-size adults in the main cabin.
And then there'll be ability to have 2 rear-facing child seats. And these will be for obviously kids probably under age 10.
The front bonnet and the rear hatch is over 20 cubic feet of storage space, and that's more than any sedan on the market. That allows you to still have luggage in the front compartment and 7 people in the car.
The rear seats fold forward, so you can actually get a surfboard, a 50-inch TV, and a mountain bike in the cars at the same time.
Yeah, I think before I get to the interior, it's really important to understand the exterior language of the car, and the car is really intended to be an uncompromised sedan. So we started with proportion, and then we got into the form language of the exterior, which is all about efficiency. Every aspect of the design of the car is looking for efficiency, even down to the door handles, which suck back into the car. The side vent is really a functional piece. You know, we've got a high pressure area over the front wheel. We need to exhaust air out of that. Aero-efficient mirrors the proportion of the car with this fastback gives a nice slippery slipstream to the air. One of the most unbelievable aspects to Model S is the idea of a flat floor, and that really affords us a huge count in our drag coefficient. And then when we combine that with a real usable diffuser, we backfill the air coming out of the rear wheel housing back into the back of the car, and that helps the low pressure air behind the car.
The Model S is a long-range pure electric car, so you can have a range of up to 300 miles with the Model S. Acceleration is very good, so it's a 5.6 second 0 to 60 in the standard version, and we're going to offer a sport version that's going to have a 0 to 60 of under 5 seconds. The handling is going to be really top-notch handling, and we're aspiring to have the best handling sedan on the road.
On the interiors is where we have a lot of innovation, and we start kind of with the centerpiece of the interior, which is the 17-inch touchscreen. It's really where all the interface components of the vehicle are housed. It's the iPhone of the auto industry right now, and it's this huge landscape that we can control and continue to update and continue to reskin and make the car feel fresh or personalized in that sense. And we can continue to upgrade and offer new firmware upgrades. We can offer new looks and feels for the interior of the vehicle, so you're never left feeling like you had last year's model. So we started around this big screen, and then from there we just took all this available landscape that we had, and we're working on some really innovative storage solutions and functionality with the car that you can't even get in a minivan or an SUV. Anytime we do a prototype like this, it really is a lot of personality that goes into the vehicle in terms of color choices, material choices.
When the Model S comes out, that'll be my daily driver because I like to take my kids to school.
Not only does this car that's sitting behind me really convey kind of a lot of that personality, but it also really conveys the best colors for showing the form, the language, and for the efficiency and the lightness of the interior.
And in terms of color, probably black.
You probably see me rolling around in something that looks a lot like this.
The reason Tesla has chosen to go with pure electric is that when we looked closely at doing a range-extended electric vehicle, so essentially a plug-in hybrid of some kind, we found we couldn't make a great car, or at least we couldn't figure out how to make a great car. Maybe somebody else can.
A Prius and a Volt, those are hybrids. They have their own issues and their own problems. We're standing out on our own, And I think our design really elicits the fact that this is a completely unique vehicle, and it is. It's all electric.
If you've got a weight maximum and a cost maximum, and you say design the best electric car or design the best gasoline car with that amount of money and mass, you're going to make a better gasoline car if you can use all that mass for gasoline, or a better electric car if you can use all that mass for electric. So, you know, we decided to sort of stay pure.
We're making sure that we're unique and we're setting the tone for where electric cars will be going in the future. And this is the first all-electric sedan. I mean, this is really a paradigm-shifting vehicle.
In order to get to lower-cost vehicles, we had to get to successive generations of technology, and we also had to earn the capital necessary for mass production. That meant our initial car would be expensive, so we had to do either a high-end sedan or a sports car, and we thought it would be easier to do the sports car, so we went in that direction.
The Roadster is this iconic sports car that really showcases the best attributes of the electric technology. It's got unbelievable on-demand torque and power, instantaneous acceleration. You know, 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds is awesome. In its arena of sports cars, it's actually a pretty affordable performance piece. And so from that iconic element, we go to a little bit more mainstream Model S, which takes all those positive attributes and we add functionality. So we take this idea of being uncompromised and really bake into it all these extra pieces while never losing sight of the awesomeness of what electric power can deliver.
There's obviously the question of, will there be funding for the Model S? Very optimistic, and I'm highly confident that we will receive DOE funding for our car, because the Model S is almost perfectly suited for the ATVM program. But although the car is a base price of roughly $50,000, the cost of electricity is so much less than the cost of gasoline that's equivalent to getting about a $35,000 gasoline car if you assume gasoline prices are around $4.
Over time, about the same cost as a Ford Taurus. When you go apples to apples or head to head with a BMW or an Audi, it's really an affordable car.
You know, there's a famous saying by Wayne Gretzky, skate to where the puck's gonna be, and the puck's gonna be electric. So we're thinking about how do we improve the infrastructure for electric vehicles, particularly for intercity travel. So if you're going from one city to the next, that's really where you need an ability to recharge very quickly or potentially to swap out the battery pack. And we do expect to play a role there. In fact, we have a charging system that is capable of charging the car in 45 minutes that we're going to start deploying in trials maybe as soon as end of this year or sometime next year.
But I think it will be looked at as, you know, one of the most influential, probably one of the most important new types of transportation for years to come.
I think this is at least part of the future of automotive, and hopefully the vanguard of that future.
It's nice to look at.
I think one of the biggest questions in my mind is durability, and how long is it going to last? How long is it going to be able to keep the charging time, keep the mileage that it's expected to?
I would love to drive this on a daily basis.
I mean, I think people are going to compare it to a higher-end sports vehicle that's not, you know, as economic, not as green. I mean, I think everyone's waiting for this. They just need to have the functionality of it.
I'd like to take a ride in and see actually how it drives. beautiful interior. The leather was great, and then the console was really impressive.
I'm excited because one, it's all electric, so 0 emissions, and 2, it's so freaking sexy.
I rode in both models, and the one main word I can use is exhilarating. You sit in this thing, and the way it takes off, it's like you're sitting behind a jet engine. It's fast, it's furious. I mean, this really gets your blood pumping.
Oh my God, it was fabulous. Cruise, we're writing the check. We're done.